Hello everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks, which is brought to you by Chasing Thrills custom t-shirts and accessories, and is also sponsored by the Ice Shaker, the only bottle you will ever need. Go buy your custom Timeout Talks apparel via www.chasingthrills.com, and you guys can purchase your Ice Shakers at www.iceshaker.com. As you guys may know, we are streaming on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. We have a very, very, very exciting episode today. I'm pumped. The NFL season's back. We've already got some chats rolling in today. We also have, which I was happy to see, we've got a couple buzzer beater comments from some of you guys about some NFL hot takes. I think we were talking a little bit before the show. That's going to be like the main theme of the show today, the NFL hot takes. We've got a bunch of them between me and Ben to get to. We want to get to your guys' hot takes. There's going to be some live comments. Like I said, we've got like 4 or 5 already, just kind of buzzer beater ones that were waiting for us. We're going to also get to some preseason stuff. That'll kind of be mixed in with it. I got a couple gripes to fill with the Dallas Cowboys and their penalty issue. Yeah. We'll get to that. Ben Steelers looked pretty good, so maybe he's got some things he wants to say about that. And, I'll take the victory walk when I get it with the Yankees, but I'm not going to take it when they lose. So we'll get to that. That's probably actually going to kick off the show for us. Red Sox, Yankees. But yeah, Ben, I'm glad to be back for another week.
Glad to be back for another week too, Josh. Listen, we're going to not give it to the Yankees yet, but it's looking pretty much like it's the Yankees' time. Red Sox falling off. Jeff, a little late. Yes, I did get a haircut. That was last week. Somebody wasn't watching last week, Jeff. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I got a nice little haircut, not looking homeless like I was before. So the barber is finally back in town. So looking good, feeling good. Like Josh mentioned, Steelers looked really good preseason game. That was a hell of a game, a thriller. Went in the last second. Kenny Pickett throwing a game winner already. But like Lewis said, it's preseason. We're gonna relax a little, but we're still gonna talk about it. We still gotta talk, especially when the Steelers play like that, and the Cowboys, as Josh alluded to, the penalty yards. I don't know what happened there. Maybe Josh could go a little deeper into that one. That game kind of cut. I was kind of a little upset because that game cut off the end of the Steelers Seahawks game on NFL Network. I had to watch that Cowboys-Broncos game for a little. Missed the fourth quarter to the Steelers, but I was still updated on it. But you got to clean that up, Josh, early and often. But Red Sox, Yankees, the Red Sox aren't looking good, Josh. It might be time. It might be time.
He was already saying it was time last week, guys. He was on the show talking about it's done. We both said it. We both declared that it was done for the Red Sox. Right now, quickly trying to look. There's still 4.5 games back of the Orioles. I think that they're even like 4 games back or 3.5 games back within the wild card race. So that's, unfortunate for them. But hey, you'll take wins when you can get them. They beat the Yankees at home. Best 2 out of 3 series. Good baseball. Close games. They lost that second game. Benintendi, I was kind of pumped up a little bit. Efros was jacked up on the mound. He was absolutely pumped up that they got that win. But I'll give it to them. I'll give it to them, Ben. They won the series. Yankees in their last 10 are 2-8. It's disgusting. It's just up and down. I'm not going to sit here and complain too much because, we are still in a good spot. Just history repeats itself with the Yankees, and they end up blowing it in the playoffs. So I've got my guard defense mechanism up as it should be. So a little premature to start freaking out, but if there is a time for them to have their skid, I would want it to be now. So just making that known. But yeah, we talked about this last week, and I think me and Ben kind of we got the NFL hot takes. We're 2 weeks away.
It's NFL time.
It's NFL time. We'll come back to the Red Sox and Yankees as we always do. Red Sox still on the hunt. Yankees are on a slump. Again, there's plenty of baseball to be played, for both sides of things. So we'll see what happens. That's one of my favorite quotes on this show. We will see what happens because we just go with the flow. And if you think of, in terms of the Red Sox, because the Yankees probably have clinched a spot, this is the home stretch. So if you want to start playing good baseball, now's the time to do it. I do want to just give a quick shout out before. I want to just see what's going on with Rob. I wanted to make sure Rob is able to comment in the comment section. I know that this was an issue last week, so I just want to maybe see if he can update me on it. I don't think that he's watching it. Quickly, just want to get to one of Anthony's comments here, reporting my Texas. The people on the border love the Cowboys. So Anthony's been down in Texas talking about the Cowboys. Lewis coming in here, nobody cares. Hey, Anthony, I like it. You're down there. He's feeling festival. He's in the action. He's by the Cowboys fans. I like it. Dallas didn't get off to a good start in the preseason. It was penalty riddled. They couldn't score. Same old issues. The rookie Tyler Smith looked very solid from what I've heard. That I was watching the Red Sox-Yankees game that night. I don't dive too much into preseason football. For instance, last year the Cowboys went 0-3 in preseason and then won 12 games. I don't look too much into it. I look into how the players are playing. Tyler Smith looked great. We'll get to the Cowboys. I'll get to their hot takes a little bit later. It's still very early in the show, so I'll save a little bit of that for later because I got a whole little rant and that it feels like it's been brewing since January with the 49ers loss. So that's that. But before we get there, I just wanted to say Pickens doing some good things, getting a touchdown. You got Kenny Pickett throwing some touchdowns. All of Ben's Steelers quarterbacks in preseason throwing touchdowns. Staying local. The New England Patriots, Zappe looked pretty good. They lost on a field goal. Again, I don't read too much into preseason, but they sat Mac Jones out. Cautious. I like it. So to start the show, like I said, the NFL hot takes. We've already got to the Red Sox. We're kicking off with preseason now. And I'm kind of curious to see where Ben goes with some of these hot takes, because last year, I just wanted to say before I kind of turn it over to Ben, last year I had the Bears making the playoffs. That didn't happen. I completely forgot about that. That didn't happen. I had, what was one of the other ones? Oh my God, I was literally just looking at it. I had the Bears making the playoffs. I had the Patriots winning the division. And I had, oh my God, I'm trying to find it right now. What was it? The Patriots winning the division. That, I can't remember. I'll get back to that one. But Ben, I'll turn it over to you with some of your preseason talk for the Steelers.
I'm trying to remember too, Josh. I remember that first one. That was a big one for you with the Bears. I like the Bears one. Listen, I was a big believer in the Bears, but Bears looking pretty rough right now. Probably going to get the number one pick this season. Unfortunately for those guys, Chi coming in here. Keep the comments coming. Steelers about to win more in the preseason than the regular season. That's pretty funny. I like that one. Hopefully that's not the case. I mean, listen, we got the Browns against the Deshaun Watless Watsonless Browns, I should say. So we got them when they don't have him. Chi coming in with another hot take. Vikings winning the North. That's another one I like. I didn't want to throw that one in today, but I like that take right there, even though I gotta see it to believe it. You gotta take it from Aaron Rodgers, but the Vikings, I like what they did this offseason, reloading on that defensive side. And I mean, someone's got to break through against the Packers. But coming back to the Steelers, it's more than impressed, Josh. I mean, listen, Mason Rudolph did good, but he's not in the quarterback conversation. I don't want to hear Mason Rudolph in the conversation anymore. He should have had a pick in there. The Seahawks literally just dropped it. It was an awful pass. I'll give him the Pickens one. But, another sort of not the hot take, but listen, Pickens is going to be a superstar. I think we all can tell pretty much clearly from that one. He's going to be the real deal. Steelers got some weapons. Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Claypool, Zach. I'll touch that one in a second, Zach. I'll touch that one. I got a little hot one for the Saints. I got a little hot one that I'll get to about the Saints. I've been thinking about a couple ones for these guys. Just other teams in the NFC. I've been focusing on the Patriots, Steelers, with some of the hot takes, but I got one for the Saints a little about their wide receiving core, the potential this year. So, but going back to the Steelers, listen, like Lewis has been saying, you can't dive too much into this. Let's relax. But I was more than pleased with everybody's performance. It's a little tough right now. Pickett, Nick Tabas coming in, Pickett to Pickens. That does sound nice, but we did pay Mitch all that money. We paid him not all that money, but it was a decent amount of money. I'd like to see him go out there, and I want to rush Pickett into it. Mitch looked fine. Mitch, I liked what we saw him on the ground, and just throwing the ball as well. But I just like the mobility with Mitch after seeing Big Ben basically be a stationary target for the past couple of years. Come on, Chi. Come on. That's a good one right there. She's kind of getting into my Saints one. But we'll get into that one a little later. But Steelers, I'm still going to go with Mitch for the starter week one after this. If we're just going to name guys right now, like Pickett as the backup, let's see what Mitch can do. Obviously you've got Pickett right in there, and Mason Rudolph's performance makes me not as worried about him being the third. So we got more than enough depth, but just please no Mason Rudolph discussion. He's not in the discussion for the quarterback. So I'm all set with that, Josh.
I like it. Ben wants to see Mitch under helm. I like it. Have Pickett a little, keep him prepared. Don't start him early. Let him kind of take some reps, practice. Don't throw him right into this. I think it's smart. You use Trubisky as your bridge quarterback. Kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. We all know the Steelers have a great receiving core, so having Mitch under helm could be very helpful. We'll see very early. Like I said, and Ben mentioned, all of those guys were very solid in their preseason game. The chat is just absolutely blowing up. We got to get to the hot takes. The people want it. I listen to the people. That's what we do here on Timeout Talks. Before we get there, though, I want to say one thing. We're going to get to the live chat, but there was a little bit of a line. Some people came in. They had some comments. I'm going to rifle off a couple because we've got the whole hour to get to here. We've got a lot of stuff coming in. I'm going to rifle off a few here from the comments before the show, and then we will start to dive into some of your live takes. Rob saying he got mine. Also, Rob, I don't know what's going on. I don't have you blocked on the Facebook. I can double check again after the show. I don't know what's going on. We can't get Rob on the comments. It's frustrating me because he's one of our most prideful users and listeners for Timeout Talks on Facebook. So that's frustrating. But I'm going to rattle off a couple here. I seen Zach in the chat. He's been saying a couple of these hot takes for a while. We've got Zach coming in the comments on Facebook saying that the Detroit Lions will make the playoffs. That's an interesting one. I don't like that one. I actually wanted to agree. I'm going to quickly just form 2 ones here. I like the Vikings to win the NFC North. That was going to be my hot take. If they're going to do it, it's going to be now. The Packers took a little bit of a regression, a step back. They paid Aaron Rodgers. They're trying to figure out that whole situation fiasco, keep him happy. Their receiving core is not super strong. They lost a couple pieces on defense. So Vikings, young team, Kirk Cousins, you've got to think that they've got to do it at some point. I like the Vikings in that one. So I will say, just to kind of piggyback off of Cheese Point, Charlie, I like that one, and I also agree. Coming into the show, I had the Vikings as one of my hot takes. Let's see. Quickly rattle off a couple more. We've got Jeff coming in here. Denver misses the playoffs. Ricky Al's coming in here. The Patriots will win the division. So he's saying that they're going to be the division champ. And then there is also like a sticker here that says OBJ. I don't know if he's insinuating that maybe they sign Odell Beckham Jr. We'll have to see. So we'll see what happens with that. And Dylan coming in. Raiders make the Super Bowl. That's a very, very hot take. I like it. He's the first person to kind of come on the show and talk about Super Bowl odds. I like it. Oh, besides Zach. Zach said the Saints, but that always is in there. But I threw a couple of those out there, Ben. I don't know which ones are going to stick on the wall for you. But I know for a fact I can agree with... where was it? I just lost it. I can agree with Jeff Perez coming in here saying the Denver Broncos missed the playoffs. I think that that's the team that misses the playoffs in that division. I don't think that the Patriots win the division. I don't think that the Raiders make the Super Bowl, and I don't think that the Lions make the playoffs. I don't see it happening.
I like that Lions one, Josh. Listen, if obviously I don't really see it happening too much. I'm with you on that one. But listen, it's a hot take for a reason. I was teetering on that one. That one's been thrown out there. Listen, Aiden Hutchinson's going to be a great player for them. Jeff Okuda's coming back off injury. They bolstered that defense. Got some nice signings. Jared Goff. He was decent at one time. He could turn it on. Got a good set of running backs and Swift and Jamal Williams. TJ Hawkinson's a good tight end. Amon St. Brown's looking to try to get into his own. And obviously Jamison Williams when he comes back. That's a dynamic threat when he's healthy, but he's not going to be back until maybe midway point of the season. They just got a bunch of youth on that team, so that's why some people were liking that one. And just sort of like we've mentioned earlier, the Packers can't win it forever. Rodgers losing Devontae, that's going to take a hit on him. He's still going to find his new weapon, whether it be Christian Watson, Alan Lazard. I don't believe no MBS is over with the Chiefs, so even less depth for him. So that's not good for the Packers. So people are trying to look at that NFC North, maybe up for a little grab. So I do like the Lions one, but if I'm going to go with one of the hot takes, I'm going to have to go with Chi and Josh on that one. With the Vikings, if anybody's going to upset the Packers, I like that one. The Patriots one, I don't like that one, Josh. Everyone, they'll see why I don't like that one going forward in a little with some of my hot takes, but the Patriots aren't winning the division. I'm sorry. They just don't have enough weapons. And Malcolm Butler's already going down. So Malcolm Butler, I just want to throw that one out there random, but just want to throw it out there and we'd eventually get to it, but that's a big hit. It's not huge, but it's a big one.
That's massive. Absolutely massive. Was going to be one of their probably anchors in terms of the secondary. I know people are going to probably say, well, he hasn't really been the same Malcolm Butler since he left the Pats, but in the system, we know how it works. When guys usually come back to the Patriots system, they perform pretty well for the most part. Definitely a huge hit on that defense, so I will say that. I'm going to save Dylan's comment that he said in the live chat for one of my comments later for the Cowboys. We'll get to that a little bit later. Let me try to find... it's fine. I don't have to pin it. I'll just remember it from the Restream chat. One of the ones that came out and kind of just stuck out to me because we are getting absolutely just flames right here in the chat. We've got to run through some of these. I'm glad to see Rob is also on Twitch. So welcome in, Rob. I want to hear your hot take.
Here we go.
He's back. Couldn't escape him for the people who were looking to. We've got a couple here. We got Lewis disagreeing with Zach, saying Winston's too busy sucking his fingers. We've seen that. The W thing, I thought that was kind of funny. Dylan, I like this one. Stingley Jr. wins Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. Ben?
Listen, I mean, hey, I was about to do a quick Google search of the other ones. I'm trying to think of some of the top rookies off the top of my head. I mean, like I mentioned, Aiden Hutchinson, that's going to be another good one. The Kayvon Thibodeau for the Giants right there. That's another exciting player from Oregon. Nice little edge rusher for them, but I'm liking that one, Josh, a lot. I mean, the Texans need everything. And I mean, he's going to bring a huge, uplift for them in that cornerback position. So you're going to see a huge change in that defense from him. You could garner, Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see how far the Texans, let's see how much he lifts them up. But I could definitely see that one. I like that hot take. I'm going to might dive a little deeper. Maybe try to find someone even a little sneakier, a little hidden under the gems more than Stingley. But I like that one because Stingley's not getting a lot of love. Obviously coming off that injury, people kind of forgot about him. But they were saying he could be even the top pick this year, without that injury if he didn't get that one. So I like that one, Dylan. I don't know, Josh, too. That might just be a little LSU bias from Dylan, but I like that. I still like that from him regardless.
It could be. We've got Jeff Warren coming in here. Steelers best. Is he trying to say Steelers are going to have the best trio in the league?
He was saying best quarterback trio.
Okay.
Like just all three. Yeah, he's just he's just going off.
Yeah,
he's trolling a little. That's just because we got the best three quarterbacks in the league, best trio of quarterbacks. So people are having fun with that. And thank you, Lewis. I will try to fix that. Just let me know if there's any more. I know some people are having a little issues with Facebook. But listen, it's always Facebook, Josh. Facebook is always doing something to us.
Definitely is. I was trying to listen in there on the feed to see if it sounded. It sounds okay on my end. That, like I said, it could be because I'm an admin. However, we've got some more hot takes, and they just honestly keep flying in. We've got Lewis coming in here with hot take: Mac Jones gets pulled for Zappy by week 9. That's an interesting one. I think the New England media would be floodgates, and same with the football world would be absolute floodgates on the New England Patriots.
Lewis is trolling a little hard there, Josh. Sorry. I think Lewis is trolling a little too hard right there. Lewis is always calling us for what are we on? I don't know what Lewis is on right now with that one. I don't know. Listen, Bailey, I like Zappy, and everything, but I think he's trolling a little too much with that one.
He could be. I don't think that happens, but I will say it is a big year for Mac Jones. We'll see. I don't think Zappy's ready to go yet either, although, what was it? He did throw something insane, like 61 touchdowns last year or something.
He set the all-time record. I think he has the most passing yards. NCAA Division I, too. So, I mean, listen, he's got the stats to back it up. That'll be interesting. I'll be just because Lewis said that, I'll be watching out for that little quarterback battle, because everyone knows how I feel about Mac. I mean, Mac's not the most explosive guy, so.
Fair. Well, hey, we still got a lot of time left on this show to get to some of these. We've got. Let's go down the list here. I've gotten to a couple of Lewis's. We've got Anthony Ferrantino coming in here. Anthony, with Josh Allen receives a season-ending injury before the playoffs. I'm laughing because the back and forth between him and Jared, I think I'm reading a little bit into that. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't want to pray for that to happen. Never wish an injury on anybody. But big year, big pay. It makes a lot of sense. I do want to say one thing, Ben, and if you want to jump in as well, you can. I do think that they should maybe calm down a little bit on running with him. I know Jared probably doesn't like to hear that, and some Bills fans scoff. But, not the comparison to Cam Newton, but Cam Newton's similar stature. It wore down on him, so just want to come out and say, be careful with Josh Allen. Let's not run him to the ground. I think he's going to be fine, though. Again, I have the Bills winning the division. I think maybe even an early Super Bowl favorite. We'll get to that a little bit later. Probably week 1 we'll do our crazy, like who do we got winning it all. We'll get there with time, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Anthony Ferentino, Watson is done for the season before Game 8. Could be true. Maybe they come down with the suspension. So, Ben, any thoughts on those two?
Yeah, that one. That's fantasy implications too with that suspension. I don't see him getting suspended, Josh. I don't know if that's a super hot take, but I don't know. I just seeing where everything's going with this case, I don't think he gets any suspension. I think it's going to be huge for them, bolstering that up. But I'm looking at some of these other ones too. Sorry, this Baker Mayfield one caught my eye, Josh. Sorry, Dylan just threw that one in there. These Baker Mayfield's bench for Darnold by week 10. I don't know. I'm going to have to go the opposite. I think the Panthers didn't find their franchise quarterback, but I think they found stability in Baker for, the short-term time. They got Ike Ekwonu over there in the linemen, so they can go focus on some of the other needs and just have Baker fill that quarterback role. I think he's going to play all right, Josh. That's sort of another take on mine. I think he's just going to fill that void for them. Let's see. He's not Sam Darnold, seeing ghosts. And Sam Darnold, there's a limit to Sam Darnold, what he can give you. Baker's got a little more of that. There's a little more potential there. You see him with those flashes in Cleveland. So let's see if this situation gets him riled up. I think it will. I think he'll prove some people wrong out there. Listen, the Panthers aren't going to be playoff teams by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they're going to be more competitive than people think, and that team's going to be better than people think. I mean, if Christian can stay healthy, Baker Mayfield's not too bad. Just hand him off the ball. Got Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. A little solid team. They've had the defense. They just need a little bit of offense. So I think Baker's going to do his job over there. I'm going to have to go the opposite with Dylan on that one because Sam Darnold, I think he's had his time. Darnold kind of stinks. I think it's over for him. No, sorry, Sam. But
And it's interesting because this all stemmed from Rob saying the Panthers make the playoffs with Baker as a starter. We all know Rob's favorite player is Baker Mayfield. He said, that's not a hot take. That's a fact of my life, Dimmy. Yeah. So he's all in on that. I heavily disagree. We got Dylan coming in. Colts win 8 games. We've also got, I'm going to get to the Nick DeVosta one. And Dylan has one later. I'm going to kind of pair it up with something that I've got. Ben, I don't know if Ben has any Panthers stuff, but I guess we could pack this one in with the one Rob had. Jeff Warren comes out and says, super hot take. Christian McCaffrey finishes the season with no injuries. That actually is funny because that is kind of a hot take. It seems like this guy's always hurt. I had him in fantasy. I know what it's like. I would consider that a super hot take in my opinion.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I would have loved that last year as a fantasy owner too, Josh. I know you alluded to that fact, but yeah, I'll count that in the hot takes. He hasn't had an injury, I think, since 3 years ago. He hasn't played a full season since then. He's just not durable. So I mean, listen, if he can do it this year, that'd be a hot take, and I know a lot of fantasy managers would be happy about that, and Panthers fans too. They just play better, just a better team. It opens up so many more just options on the offensive side for them. You don't have to just stack the box or just put everybody. I should just say stack the box, or there's no passing threat after that. So, I like that take. I don't know about that one. Now Dylan's just getting crazy too. Now he's throwing that Ravens defense in there. I'll get to the Ravens too. Me and Jimmy unfortunately agreed on one. Sort of hot take. We'll sort of lump these. Everyone's throwing out these hot takes. We got to sort of lump them in together. Sometimes the ideas intertwine, Josh. It's tough, but I'll give Jimmy credit on that one too.
I do want to say one thing. When Ben is referring to Jimmy, it's James. We've had
James. Sorry,
James, Jimmy, same thing for everybody.
Same difference. Sorry.
Now, we talked about Dylan saying, it was Jeff. It was Jeff Perez. Don't want to get him mistaken for Warren. He commented prior to the show on the post saying that the Denver Broncos would miss the playoffs. James also agrees with that, so I just didn't want that to go unnoticed. I'm going to get to a couple more hot takes here. And as the show goes on, I want you guys to continue to shoot out your hot takes. We'll run with them. We'll pair them up with some of ours because we've got a lot of juicy ones for you guys. I know I've got a couple, and I've kind of even hedged mine. I had an original one. You know, James tried to talk me. He was like, whoa, you're kind of nuts. But, like, I'm going to hedge back to it just because of recent stats. I think I'm feeling kind of good. So that's gonna. I'll save my like super juicy hot take for later. But again, before we get to some of those, Dylan coming in. Malik Willis starts by the end of the year. Another one that I can pair with that as well. Maybe they got nothing to lose. Times are getting kind of tough. I do know that James said the Titans missed the playoffs. He put in a parlay on that. He is very confident that they're going to miss the playoffs in the Titans. So just want to state that one. And then Jeff Warren coming out and saying Malik Willis will start by week 5. So Jeff kind of agreeing with Dylan on that one. A nice little interesting one for Tennessee, who, you know, besides Robert Woods, has been losing a lot of folks.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee, that's a good one for Tennessee right there. It's kind of, listen, Derrick Henry's still over there. Still a weak division. I know the Colts are getting some steam and everyone's still around them. I would still take the Colts to win that division, but be careful. Be careful. The Titans still, everyone's still down them. I mean, Tannehill's not that bad. I know no more A.J. Brown. But just look at Derrick Henry. Like you mentioned, bringing Robert Woods over there. I like that. I like that one, Dylan. That's another key one. Watch out for my ACC quarterback too, Sam Howell, over there at the Commanders. Listen, everyone's throwing these hot takes out here. I love it. Just keep throwing those hot takes. That's a really good one. I like that Sam Howell one. He looked really good in that opener. Again, to lose his points preseason, but I mean, he led them to basically a comeback, and he got a little screwed with the refs on that one. I think the Commanders should have had that one, but the refs played a little part in that. I watched that game, but Sam Howell looked really good. That's a good little take from Dylan right there. I could get behind that one, definitely. And I'm not sold on that Tennessee missing the playoffs yet just because of how weak that AFC South is. Chi even bringing up earlier. I saw that one from Chi, the Clemson guy, bringing up Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big leap year. That's a good one, Josh, right there. I could get down with that. I know a lot of people are saying the Jags might even make a push for that division this year. Got a nice little hot take right there, and I'll lump that one in. That's what people are saying, Josh. People are throwing that one out there. And some good odds too, if you want to throw some money on. Jaguars making the playoffs, but my hot take with the Jags, since we're on it, Josh, Travis Etienne will have over 1,000 scrimmage yards this season. Just want to throw that one out there. Hopefully, Chi's still listening to that one. Chi will like that one. Another Clemson alum right there for him. But AFC South, just to get back on track with that one. It's open for anybody. So I'm not counting the Titans out yet. I'm not jumping on that hot take yet because I was really impressed with Malik Willis too. Love the way I saw it from him.
It's fair. That's fair. I know he was kind of connected to the Steelers as well.
It's tough, Josh.
I like the Kenny Pickett draft for you guys though. So eye for an eye there. Charlie O'Donnell coming in saying Etienne for comeback player of the year. It's an interesting one. I could see it. Definitely could see it. Maybe there's a couple. Maybe like Odell if he comes back and makes things happen. That could be one. There's a couple other guys I'm blanking on. But I could get down with that. However, maybe we'll have me. I'll start with one. Ben will go with one. Ben already shot one out there out of the cannon there with the Etienne. Or Marcus Peters. That is a good one, Dylan. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm going to start off with the Dallas Cowboys. And I said this one last week, so it's not really like, what's the word for it? It's not something that is a surprise to you guys because I've said it. The Dallas Cowboys are going to be around 500. They're going to be 5-5 at the trade deadline. Pretty much count on that. I'm very certain. Maybe even under. We'll just say for the sake of things, they're going to be around 500. They're going to make a deal for a wide receiver at the deadline. That's my hot take. It's going to be very similar to the Amari Cooper thing. I think you're going to see a lot of lack of production as Nick DeVosta said Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat. Definitely could see him being fired midway through the season. I think there is no safety with him, even though Jerry Jones loves him or makes it seem like he loves him. So want to throw that one in there. I do think that that is a very, very good take out of Nick, and I think that could be combined with my take of them being around. This is like a bunch of takes, but my take of them being around 500 and then them making a trade maybe could be linked in with the new quarterback, the new coach coming in and starting a new regime. But yeah, it's just something that I feel like you look at the receiving core besides Lamb. Is he really a number one? We don't know yet. Michael Gallup's off a torn ACL. You look at Jalen Tolbert, who's struggled a little bit. I guess he's really having a humbling experience within being a rookie and joining the NFL. As Dylan mentions, get Zeke out of Dallas. We don't know what's going to happen with Zeke in Dallas. And just also wanted to say to Dylan's point earlier before I turn over to Ben's other hot take, Dylan says the Dallas Cowboys will make the playoffs. Will not make the playoffs. Honestly, my gut says it's really going to be a dogfight. It's going to come down to that 9-8, 10-7. Last year, the Cowboys kind of went in comfortably. But I honestly don't know. I know that's not the answer you guys want to hear, but I really don't know what to expect out of my Cowboys. I had them going 9-8 this year. I'm being very, very objective, very realistic here. And but I will say I'm going to be very disappointed if they don't make a trade move. I think that is a hot take you can just bank on. When I say hot take, I say guys like Metcalf. I say maybe even a Claypool, maybe a Debo. I think they go nuts at the trade deadline. So that's going to be my one of my bigger hot takes. I got a couple other big, huge ones too. I'm saving one for the end, but just want to throw that one out there.
I like that, Josh. Listen, I got the Cowboys winning the division, so I can definitely hop on board with you on that one. Listen, what everyone saw from that schedule last week, it's going to be a tough one for them, but I think they got a couple stretches in them to go. So I'm a firm believer in the Cowboys. And listen, nobody's won back-to-back divisions in that NFC East since, I don't know when. It's been a while. So that could be a hot take in itself. 2003. Thank you, Josh. So listen, it's been a pretty long time, so that's kind of I can throw that in a hot take for myself. But I'm going to get into my hot takes to just rumble with the Pats right now. The Pats fans are going to get pissed at me. Everyone's going to get upset. Everyone knows my other hot take. I'm going to combine these ones. It's I've been spewing this one for a while. The Patriots will get swept by either the Dolphins or the Jets this year. Will happen. Listen, it's most likely looking like the Dolphins now, as I undressed my Jets theory with already the Becton injury. Now Zach Wilson already injured. The Jets just really have the worst luck in all of sports. They just stink. They really just can't get out of their own way, and they get screwed sometimes. Just these injuries have already been plaguing them. So I'm leaning a little more Dolphins, sweeping them on this side. But my other hot take, I got the Patriots not making the playoffs. I just don't see it in the cards for them. Got the Bills, Dolphins, I think, going to finish ahead. AFC North is stacked. You got Bengals, Ravens. I think the Ravens, watch out for them. That's another hot take boiling. Steelers, obviously, I'm going to put the Steelers ahead of them just with the weapons we got. Then you get to the AFC West, you got three teams that can make the playoffs over them. It's just too tough for the Patriots right now. So I got them missing the playoffs and getting swept by the Dolphins or the Jets. So let me hear it. I'm going to upset them, but I'm ready for it.
The chat is very quiet right now about that. We'll let them kind of catch up to speed. We've also got Colin Holmes, Kirk Cousins, top 10 fantasy quarterback. I love that. You've got to think. You've really got to think, man, that the Vikings take that next step. They take that leap. It's got to happen now. This is Justin Jefferson's, it'll be second year in the league. Kirk Cousins, they're really hoping for something, even a deep playoff run. They haven't even had that. I don't even know if they've made the playoffs under him. So, they've really got to make sure that contract works. I'm going to shoot out a hot take here. A big one. I think I've already mentioned the Vikings winning the NFC North, so I will say that one. I'm going to say DK Metcalf will be under 1,000 yards this year. A previous fantasy owner last year, he just missed 1,000 yards last year as well. It was like 956. Who does he really have the ball throwing? Who's he going to have really throwing the ball to him? Drew Lock. Do we really trust that? Shown a lot of inconsistencies. They've still got Tyler Lockett there. I think, I think the fantasy production is tough. Not saying I wouldn't stay away from him in fantasy drafts, but I don't see him going over 1,000 yards. He didn't do it last year with Russell Wilson, even though he was kind of out for a lot of the season. I don't think he does it, unless maybe he comes to Dallas, and I'm a little over optimistic, but I don't think he does it. I don't think he hits 1,000. That's my little hot take there.
I like that one, Josh. I definitely get behind that one. Just that whole I mean, I don't even know what they're gonna do. Obviously, Drew Lock looked decent. I mean, Geno Smith there. I just don't even know what they're gonna do at quarterback position. And to be honest, either I don't think gets Metcalf to that yardage. That's an interesting one right there for the Cowboys. Maybe go after him. Just get him out of that situation. I like that one, Josh. I like that one. I'm everybody, I don't know if everybody left because of that Pat's take, Josh. Maybe they were so upset, but I'm gonna get it back on my my other hot take. I got the this is the one I alluded to earlier with Jimmy. Jimmy kind of chimed in on this one too. I've got the Ravens winning the AFC North. Not too high of a take. People are taking them a lot, but I just think everything they did in the drafts, Marcus Williams too, and they just got injured so much last year. I just don't think they can get screwed again like that again this year, I should say. So I got the Ravens, unfortunately, winning the AFC North. See, I'm not just a homer. I'm not just going off my hot takes. I got both the Patriots and Steelers missing the playoffs. It's unfortunate, but times are changing, and we got to try to evolve, and we got to try to get better. Can't make the playoffs every year, so I'm giving it to the Ravens. And like I said, Jimmy, listen, that's a hot take. That's a hot take right there. I don't know. I forgot the Patriots miss. That's a pretty hot take. The Patriots miss in the playoffs. So whatever, Jeff. Jeff's not measuring the temperature of these takes. We're not listening to those measurements. We'll listen to my measurements, and we'll see. We'll see who's right at the end of the season.
Fair. That's fair. We've got Charlie O'Donnell coming in. Jets versus Ravens week 1 could be a Joe Flacco revenge game. That is an interesting little take there. Zach Wilson will be out. They just can't catch a break at all. We've got Charlie coming in also as well with another comment. Will Jimmy G get moved before the season? My gut says no. Ben?
I think he will. I think Shanahan said it's Trey Lance's time. I think they'll keep him around for a little. But I think eventually someone's just going to need him. Someone's going to have to, maybe the Browns, maybe that's a Sean Watson situation. It's a little placeholder for him. Somebody's going to need a quarterback, and Jimmy G's too good to be a backup over there in San Fran. They're just going to go with Trey Lance, so he's going to find a home. That was one of my favorite guys, Josh, to bring over the Steelers. I would love to see him over here with us, but wasn't in the cards. But I definitely see him getting moved. It's tough. I don't know. Can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but maybe if the Colts start struggling with Matt Ryan, I don't know. Probably not. That's just this random one to throw out there, but somebody's going to need him, Josh. Somebody has got to use him because he's a pretty good quarterback, and he's not going to last as a backup over there. So I got him. Will be moved eventually at some point.
I think so as well. Maybe. It all depends. It really all depends. Injuries, anything can happen. Jeff also coming in here. Whoa. Derek Carr will have a better year than Dak. That could be...
It could be something. It could be something.
I was waiting for Ben to say, that's not a hot take or something. Sorry,
Jess. It's not that hot of a take either. Yeah, just for him on that one. But I was just more curious. I was just more curious on that one. That's a little more interesting, Josh. I don't want to get you nervous or anything, but, hey, he's got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. a lot more weapons than Dak and Dallas, unfortunately. So I'm just saying, room temperature take from Jeff right there.
Oh, easy. They're exchanging. I love it. I'm going to get to another one of my hot takes. I don't know if I said it. Did I say the Saints winning the NFC South?
No, he
I
did
think the
not. Uh-oh.
Saints win the NFC South. I agree with Zach. I think that they have the Bucks number in terms of Tom Brady. I think he's literally defeated against the Saints. They started off hot last year. It was like 4-2 or 5-2 before Jameis Winston got hurt. I love the Olave draft there that they, obviously they drafted him. I love that. Michael Thomas is coming back. They've got a very good defense, pretty solid offensive line. It's going to be a step in a different direction because Sean Payton's not out there, but I like it a lot. I think, maybe at some point you got to think maybe the Bucks take a regression back. Jameis Winston revenge tour. He wants to take the division back. So, I think if there's some good odds out there, that would actually be a hot enough take for me to say place it. Maybe in a parlay or don't put like hundreds of dollars on it. But maybe the Saints winning the division if the odds are good enough. Take a flyer on it. Check it out. That's a take that I've been kind of brewing in my head for a little bit now. So figured it's the NFL 2022 hot takes, Timeout Talks edition. Got to throw in a little potential bet for somebody to take as well.
Trying to win some people money for them, Josh, right there. Hey, Porter's back in the chat. Welcome back to Porter. I haven't heard from Porter in a while. He's saying another one that Zach's gonna love. Jameis will lead the league in passing yards. Listen, hey, that's going to go off of mine too. I think the Saints are going to have the best wide receiving core at the end of the year statistically. That was my little hot one for the Saints. Michael Thomas coming back. Chris Olave, she has mentioned, in there earlier, he's going to be a stud. He's going to be one of the best rookie wide receivers out there. And I totally forgot to take our Jarvis too in the offseason. So Jameis is going to have his weapons, which will give him those yards. But watch out for those Saints wide receivers. They're going to be the best trio, best depth in the league. They also totally forgot. I mean, they still got Marquez Callaway and Traquan Smith over there. So they are deep at that position. Saints got the best wide receivers in the league.
I like that one. Ben coming out there saying, hey, he thinks that they got the best wide receivers in the league. Still got 10 minutes left on the show. I'm saving one of my big ones. I don't know if Ben got to his little NFC West one that he mentioned.
I did not. That's a nice little. That was Josh. That was. Sorry to interrupt you on that one. That was, I believe, I was thinking back to my other ones. I think you were talking about you got your Bears pick wrong. I think I got this one wrong last year. I think I went with them to win the division. I did get it right though. I said the NFC West was going to send 3 teams, and I believe they did to the playoffs. I got that part right, but I was wrong with the Cardinals. I took them win the division last year. I was also wrong on that one. But I'm going to double down. I'm taking the Cardinals to win the NFC West this year. I know you got San Fran reloaded. Trey Lance ready to go. Rams didn't lose a beat. I got Bobby Wagner. But I got a feeling. I just got a feeling about Kyler Murray and this Cardinals team. Again, Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins suspended for 6 games. So listen, he's going to be healthy for the second half. Injury concerns have always plagued him sort of in the second half of the season. He'll get his rest. Hopefully he figured out that PED problem. But hey, as long as he's back from suspension, he's ready to play. So you get that nice little trio with Rondell Moore too. Zach Ertz still over there. James Conner. That's a good little offense. I know they lost Chandler Jones. But Isaiah Simmons is stepping up, stepping up and playing up to his potential where they drafted him. He's going to make a huge leap, I believe. Budda Baker, one of the best safeties in the league. I just got this weird feeling about the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is going to prove a lot of people wrong. People are laughing about him, for this contract situation stuff. And I think that performance last year against the Rams in the playoffs is, right in the back of his mind. I think the Cardinals, I think he's going to play off of that. And I got the Cardinals win the NFC West. A little tricky one, Josh.
I like it. I think that's considered a hot take. I think, you look at the 49ers last year, you look at the Rams last year, two strong teams, both mean literally, I think, they did play each other in the NFC Championship game. So it's tough. That would be a nice one for the Cardinals. They lost Chandler Jones as well, so I think, hey, I like it a lot. And if you're high on the Raiders, which some people are, that gives you even more of a chance. This one I've been waiting for. I know Ben's probably got a couple more, but this is my last one. I'm going to let Ben, as always, finish it off. This one I've really, really thought about. It's a double doozy here. It's kind of been the theme with my NFL hot takes. And when I say double doozy, I mean it. Both of them are pretty big because this division is highly touted. I think all eyes are on this division in the AFC. You got the Chiefs, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers, you got the Broncos. The Los Angeles Chargers will not only win the division, but I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Justin Herbert will throw 50 touchdown passes next year. In his first 2 seasons, he threw a combined 69 touchdowns. His rookie year, he threw 31. And his last year, sophomore year, he threw 38 touchdowns. Mind you, he threw 31 touchdowns. He didn't even start right out the gate. Just want to throw that one out there. I mean, I think he came in like week 1, whatever. Just make it sound a little bit better. But Justin Herbert for 50 passing touchdowns.
That's big.
The Chargers to win that division. I think that division is... It's really a coin flip, like on paper, if you're a football fan. I think we can kind of figure out most of the divisions. I know some of them are pretty hard. But I've heard a bunch of different responses for that one. At least most of the divisions you hear the same couple answers. But I like the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert to win that division. If you know me, that's my second favorite team. I'm all in on those guys. So Justin Herbert, 50 passing touchdowns, and the Chargers win the division.
It's a big one, Josh. I thought you were going to say go to the Super Bowl right there with them. I thought he was going to go there. Still pretty hot right there with the 50 touchdowns. Listen, I could see it from Herbert right there. He's going to have a huge step. I might even, I don't know. I might take a little hot take with the Chargers going a little far. But I love it. I mean, he's only going up from there. From now, he's going to be one of the elite quarterbacks in the league that we're going to be seeing for a long time. 50 though, that's a lot of touchdowns, Josh. Yeah, I think fantasy people maybe want to be paying attention to that a little. Draft him maybe for that reason. He's going to put up those points. He's going to get those stats. I don't know about 50. 50 is a lot, but hey, that's why it's a hot take. I just thought he was going to go somewhere else with the Chargers, but no, Josh, I'm pretty much good on my hot takes too. I mean, that was my sort of last one I already threw. Patriots, Steelers. Fortunately, we're not making the playoffs. I didn't want to throw too much dirt on the Patriots. Not throw dirt on my own guys over here. Listen, we're both we got good teams right now in the AFC, but we're just a little behind the 8 ball. Some of these teams are better. The Chiefs, Chargers, the Patriots beat up on the Raiders, but for some reason we can't beat the Raiders. We struggle against them, and they've reloaded. So I mean, you just look at the AFC: Bills, Dolphins reloading, Colts getting their whole sort of new offense. Matt Ryan still got plenty of guys over there. So I mean, we're getting there. We got good teams, but I just don't think we're at the top right now, Josh. And it's tough, but sorry, Pats fans and Steelers.
It's to be expected if you're a New England Patriots fan. Ben's gonna give you guys crap. He's gonna harp on the Patriots.
They'll give it right back, Josh.
Yeah, it's
what I like.
It's what he does. It's what he has to do. He's a Steelers fan. A lot of juicy NFL hot takes. I guess with the Chargers one as well. Maybe they go to the AFC Championship. I'll throw that one in there as well. Bills, Chargers, AFC Championship. Hot take. I can't really go past the Bills right now. They're all in. It's their time. But Chargers will make a good run. 50 passing touchdowns for Herbert. Maybe even MVP contention. We'll see. But again, I want to echo the sentiment. You can hear Romo, the courtesy of my cat meowing at me. But I want to echo the sentiment of, just the Red Sox, Yankees. Tough one for the boys in the Bronx, but guess what? You're still 15 and a half games up. Red Sox getting Kike Hernandez back tonight, so I just want to give a quick little shout out for that.
Finally, Josh.
Yeah, I know. You guys needed some help, some reinforcement, so hopefully he can be one of those. A lot of the NFL hot takes I loved. I loved that everybody else, Charlie Romo with the hot takes. He remembered his name. Yeah, Romo's got to get in there. He's been a little pissed about the Cowboys, so he had to get his little meow in there because he
rightfully
should be.
So, Josh.
Rightfully so. He should be aggravated. But again, just want to echo the sentiment. Thank you everybody for tuning in and joining in. Another great show, NFL hot takes. As always, I'm gonna turn it over to Ben and let him finish the show.
Yeah, appreciate it, Josh. Appreciate everybody tuning in with these hot takes, giving us some of these hot takes out here. I love seeing it from everybody too. But just want to make an announcement as well for Josh too, and for everybody here. I will be moving back to Massachusetts. Next week. It's been a long time coming, so some live shows will be in anticipation for Timeout Talks with myself and Josh. I just threw the news at Josh a little while ago too. Been waiting to tell some people, so hopefully people are watching this, and we'll get to them too. But we're gonna have some live shows coming up. It's gonna be exciting, and Josh is gonna be doing some big things.
Let's do it. Ben's comeback is like the Cody Rhodes thing, so it's huge. It's huge news, as always, to Ben as he finishes it off. But yeah, I just was so excited. It's huge news, huge for the show. Happy to have my buddy Ben back. So we're there, as Marianne said. Yeah.
I appreciate it, Josh. Appreciate everybody. It's gonna be good. We're gonna get some live shows in, and it's gonna be a good time. I don't know about the fantasy draft yet, Josh. We'll get to it. We'll talk about that, but it's just going to be good to be back.